All right, hey guys, Mr. Kyle, Myers Mathematics, and let's just jump right into it. So today, I wanted to talk about how to factor anything with a c value, that is the number at the end, so x squared plus something, x plus something. So that last something, if that's a number anywhere between negative 20 and 20, we're going to look at how to factor all of those today. And that's in response to a series I did way back when on factoring, and I did either 3 or 4 problems a day for approximately a month and uploaded them all day by day as we went along. So today we're going to look at how to factor all of them all at once, all in one video, and I'm going to use the same method each time. So let's look at what that method is first, and then we'll go ahead and jump into all the answers. So when you have this, right, so ax squared plus bx plus c, this is what I'm talking about. First of all, we're only dealing with it when it has a equal to 1. I'll do another video on when a is not equal to 1 because that's a different method, which I also have a video on. It's called Two Truths and a Lie Factoring. I'll put a link for the description of that down below. But this is the value that I'm talking about here, the c value. All right, so if it's anywhere between negative 20 and 20, we're going to tackle that today. So at least negative 20, at most 20. And then b would just be, whatever it needs to be. So we'll look at that. And it's going to be the same each time, because what you're going to do is you always find two things that multiply to give you the c value, and you want them to add or sometimes subtract, but really it's add. You can add a negative or whatever to get the middle value, and then we would be done. So let's go ahead and jump in to the first one. So we would have x squared, and let's say when c is negative 20. Okay, well, one of the ways that we could do this would be, let's say 19. Right, so we'd have a plus 19 and also a minus 19. We could do minus 19x minus 20. And then work out really similarly here. So 1 and 20 multiply to 20. I need to get negative 20 though. And I need it to subtract or add to give me positive and then negative 19. So in this one, I want this to be the negative, this to be the positive. Negative 1 plus 20 is 19. And then if I do this, positive 1, negative 20, 1 minus 20 is negative 19. And then I'm done. Basically, I just throw some x's in front, like so. Dun, dun, dun. That's done. Throw some x's, and I'm done. Look at that. Easy peasy. And then I go on to the next one. So next, the other two factors would be, what, 2 and 10. So I can make an 8 out of that. X squared plus 8x minus 20. X squared minus 8x minus 20. So 20 is 1 times 20. It's also 2 times 10. So 2 times 10. And on this one, I want the minus and a plus. On this one, I want the plus and the minus. So boom, boom. And if you haven't already noticed, what I'm doing is I'm going in order from c equals negative 20, and then I'll make my way all the way to positive 20. Okay, so if you're looking for an answer to a specific question, you want to just scroll forward in the video until it gets to the c value that you're looking for, starting at negative 20, making its way to 0, and then working its way all the way up to positive 20. All right, I won't be offended. I don't need the runtime or any of that. This is about you, not about me. So just go ahead and scroll forward if you need to get to a specific answer to your question. But there's another negative 20 there. Another one I could do, x squared. Negative 20 does not divide by 3. It does divide by 4, though. It would be 4 times 5. So here it would be plus x. X squared minus x minus 20. Because 20 is 4 times 5. 4, 5, 4, 5. Now I want a positive one here. I want a positive one. So I want a plus. want a positive 1, so I want plus. Negative 4 plus 5 is positive 1. Here, I would want the 4 to be positive and the 5 to be negative. And again, the reason why I do this is because, and you can check this by foiling, x times x is x squared, check. X times negative 5 is negative 5x. 4 times x is positive 4x. Negative 5x plus 4x is negative 1x. And then, of course, 4 times negative 5 is negative 20. So when you FOIL it back out, you're doing the reverse of what I'm looking for, which is factors that multiply to negative 20 and add to either negative 1x or positive 1x. So those are all the different factors of that negative 20. And then we move on to negative 19. And I promise it'll go a little faster as we go here, because what's going to happen is some of these numbers, like 19, are prime, which means that there's really only one way to get factors for these guys. So moving on to 19. Notice I have a positive column and a negative column going on here. There's only two numbers that multiply to 19. 1 and 19. That's it. 19 is prime. So if I want positive 18, then I need that to be negative, that to be positive. Done and done. And then here I want a negative 18, so I want that to be positive. And then I'm done with that one. And that's actually it for 19. It's prime. There's no other factors. So I move on. Next would be 18. 18 has a few factors. 18, we'd have 17. That's our first one. So we do a plus and a minus version. 18 is 1 times 18. And of course over here I do the same thing. 17, so I want the plus version, minus plus. Boom, boom. Over here, I'm going to do the opposite. Sorry, my nose is kind of itchy. There we go. X plus 1, x minus 18. Ta-da! Now we can keep going because 18 also divides by 2. 18 also divides by 2. So if I divided it by 2, I'd get 9. So I want a plus 7. And I also want, ooh, that was supposed to be squared. And I want a minus 7. All right, so 2 and 9. 2 and 9. 9 times 2 is 18. If I subtract, I get 7, either positive or negative. Man, my nose is really itchy. Can't stop scratching. All right, so if I have a minus 2 and a positive 9, notice it's always minus plus, as long as I put the smaller number first. It's always minus plus to get the positive. And then over here it's the opposite. Excuse me, sorry. My nose is really itchy right now. I don't know why. It's allergies and things are blooming and all of that nonsense. Okay, so if I have x squared and I have a minus 18, the other two factors would be maybe like 3 and 6, so I could put a 3 here. Excuse me. Minus 3x minus 18. Alright, so then I want to get factors. Again, I want, this would be 3 and 6, factors of 3 and 6 to give me 3. So I would have, this would be plus, and this would be minus. Alright, you can kind of maybe see a pattern. This is going to be a plus, this is going to be a minus. Ta-da! And 18 does not have any other factors because 18 does not divide by 4 or 5. So we're done there. I'm going to switch back to the black marker. Next would be 17. 17 is a prime number. So there's only going to be a few factors we can do there. And by a few, I mean 2. So this would be 16x minus 17. X squared. Let's see. Oh, minus. Goodness. Focus, Kyle. So here we want to do 17. Oh, let's try to keep a similar pattern here. 1 and 17. 1 and 17. So we want to do minus plus and plus minus. And there's the answer to that. Okay, 17th prime, so again we're done with that. We move on to the next one. Next we would have 16, so x squared and 16. Let's start off with 15x. Plus version and minus version. 16 is 1 and 16. 1 and 16. So here I would want minus plus. Here I would want plus minus. Okay? And again, when I flow this out, you can check it. And when you are looking for factors, you want factors of the last number, meaning two things that multiply to the last number, sign included, and you want the same two numbers to add or subtract to the middle number. Alright, so that's not it for 16. 16's got a few other factors. So let's see. 6 plus 6x, x squared minus 6x minus 16. 16 is 8 times 2, or 2 times 8, if I keep the pattern the same here. This would be minus plus. Negative 2 plus 8 is 6. Right, negative 2 plus 8 is 6. And then here we would have plus 2 minus 8. 2 minus 8 is negative 6. And then we're done. And again, if you have, well not again, but if you have another letter besides x, it would actually run the same way. If you have another letter besides x, it runs the same way because it doesn't really matter too much what the other letter is. It could be a squared, b squared, c squared, z squared, alpha squared, theta squared. You get all crazy with the Greek letters. Let's see. Oh, and actually there would be another one. X squared minus 16. X squared minus 16. I'm leaving a little bit of a space here, but actually we wouldn't have an x term at all for this because this would be 4 and negative 4. 4 and negative 4. If I subtract those, and normally I put the minus and the plus here, if I subtract these, I would get 0. So there is no x term. This is called a difference of squares. Right? If I have no x term, if it's 0x, then what we're looking for is a difference of squares. You want two things that multiply to negative 16, and they have to subtract to 0 because we don't have an x term. It's a 0x term. And those are also called conjugates. Okay, my first square number that I'm arriving at. So the next time I hit a square number, just know, hey, I'm not going to have a middle term. It's just not going to happen. It's going to be a difference of squares. Alright, so then that ends my 16s. So we'll move on to 15s. X squared minus 15. X squared minus 15. Let's see, 14 would be first. So plus 14x minus 14x. Two things that multiply. 1 and 15. 1 and 15. So here I want a minus and then a plus. Here I would want a plus and then a minus. Done and done. It's kind of a reference to Ron Dunn from Parks and Rec. If you've watched that show, it's hysterical. Ron Swanson is my spirit animal. Okay, so x squared and minus 15. 15 does not divide by 2, but it does divide by 3. So this would be plus 2x. X squared minus 2x minus 15. 15 is 3 times 5. If I make that a minus, then this is a plus. This is, get a little ahead of myself, 3 and 5 as well, but this time I want that to be a plus, that to be a minus, that way I get the negative 2. And we're actually done there as well, because 15 does not divide by 4. Back to black. Let's see, x squared It's kind of bothering me that that pen tip is set to a different level of shading or whatever. Ah, darn it. Hold on. Wait, you know what? Keeps doing this. No, I just want to open the whiteboard. Peasant. So much math. Alright, here we go. It keeps doing that to me. Every time I try to change things or do something too fast, it just yeets me. Alright, so let's just deal with the pen color. It's fine. It's fine. The pen being black and it's a different thickness. It's fine. It's whatever. Alright, so plus 13, minus 13. So this would be 1 and 14. 1 and 14. Here I would want a positive 13, so that's a minus plus. Done. And here it's a plus and a minus. Haha! Also done. 14 divides by 2, so this would be x squared plus 5x minus 14. X squared minus 5x minus 14. Multiply it out. I have 2 and 7. 2 and 7. This one needs to be a minus plus. This one needs to be a plus minus. Alright. And I think that's about it for 14, because 14 does not divide by 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. So we're done there. Next is 13. X squared. Let's see. Plus 12x minus 13. X squared minus 12x minus 13. 13 is prime, so we're only going to have 2 of these. 1 and 13. 1 and 13. Minus plus. And done there. Plus and minus. Done there. Next, we have x squared. And this will be 12. So we'll go to 12 here. And plus 11x plus 12. Here we'll have x squared minus 11x minus 12. So here we're going to have 1 and 12. 1 and 12 minus plus. And just like that, we're done. Minus, plus minus. My X has a fancy curly Q thing on it now. You're welcome. X squared minus 12. Let's see what else happens. 4. 4 happens. X squared minus 4x minus 12. This is 2 and 6. 2 and 6. So then I have a minus plus. Right, so that makes 4x. Here I'd have a plus minus. And done. 12 also goes into 3 and 4. So x squared plus x minus 12. X squared minus x minus 12. 12 is 3 times 4. 3 times 4. If I do minus plus, I get a positive 1. If I do plus minus, I get a negative 1. And we are done with 12s. Right, next color I think was normally green. 11 is also prime, so we're only going to have 2 of these. X squared plus 10x minus 11. X squared minus 10x minus 11. 1 and 11. 1 and 11. We need a minus plus. And we're done. Plus, minus. And we're done with that too. And on to the next one. 10 x squared plus 9x minus 10. X squared minus 9x minus 10. 1 and 10, 1 and 10, minus plus, and plus minus. There we go. Let's see, what's up next? Oh, wait, hold on, we're not done with tens. X squared. Plus 3x minus 10. X squared minus 3x minus 10. 2 and 5. 2 and 5. This one's a minus plus. This one's a plus minus. Now we're done. Whew. We're almost there with the negatives, and then we'll turn around and do the positives next. So we have 9 next. X squared. And this one is another square number. 9 is a square number. So actually, same thing. There's no middle term. So whether you do plus minus or minus plus, it's the same thing because you're going to get 0. Right? Those are conjugates. Conjugate is sort of like a hybrid between the same and the opposite. It's the same exact two terms, just with a different sign in between them. Or you could think of it as almost the opposite, except the x is still positive. Either way. But that's not the only thing we can do with 9. 9 also would be x squared plus, oh, is it doing it again? Goodness gracious. Keeps doing that weird stuff. Alright, there we go. X squared minus 8x minus 9. 1 and 9. 1 and 9. I kind of skipped to the 3 and the 3. I got all excited that it was a square number. But there are at least 2 other terms here that we can do. 9 divides by 1 and 9, and of course 3 and 3. So we have minus plus. And here we have plus and minus. All right. So next up we have x squared, and we have 8. So that would be 7. 8 and 7. And we want this one to be a minus. Minus. So then we have 1 and 8. 1 and 8. This one's a minus plus. This one's a plus and a minus. Ha ha ha. What else are we missing? 2 and 4. X squared plus 2x minus 8. X squared minus 2x minus 8. Ho 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 ho. This is 2 and 4. 2 and 4 minus plus. And then here we have plus and minus. Ha ha. And yes, that is my voice starting to sound more raspy because I did not bring water to my desk. So my voice will continue to sound more raspy as we go along here. And you can benefit from me sounding more raspy. Like when they try to have the radio thing, you know, they try to make their voice sound deep and raspy. Yeah, that's just happening naturally as we go along here. So anyways, we get to 7, which is also a prime number. And we would have plus 6x minus 7. Minus 6x minus 7. 1 and 7. 1 and 7. Minus plus. Here we have plus and minus. And if you skipped ahead and you got to this point and you're like, oh, you're going too fast. Well, that's because I started to explain stuff at the beginning, and then I was like, you know what? If you're watching it from the beginning, then I'll explain things less and less as I go. So if you missed out on an explanation on how to do something, just watch it from the beginning, and I explain a little bit here and there as I go along. All right, 7 doesn't have any other factors, so we're done here. Moving on to 6. X squared plus 5x minus 7, or sorry, minus 6. X squared minus 5x minus 6. 1 and 6. 1 and 6. This is minus plus. So we're done there. And this is plus minus. So we're done there. 6 has another couple factors. So this would be plus x minus 6. X squared minus x minus 6. So this is 2 and 3. 2 and 3. Minus. Plus. Plus. Minus. Alright, so again, as we go along, what we're trying to do is we're trying to multiply to get the last number and add or subtract to get the middle number. So then we have x squared plus 4x minus 5, x squared minus 4x minus 5, 1 and 5, 1 and 5. This is a minus plus. This is a plus minus. Okay, and we're done with 5. As we get smaller and smaller numbers, notice we have less and less factors because smaller numbers have less factors. Let's see, back to black. X squared plus 3x minus 4. X squared minus 3x minus 4. 1 and 4. 1 and 4. This is also a square number, so we will have that unique little thing going on. Minus, plus, da-da-da-da, plus, minus. And then, of course, and I'll do this here. This would be like plus 0x minus 4. And this one could be minus 0x minus 4. So I need a negative x. Ha ha ha. So 2 and 2. This one's also 2 and 2. So you get the same thing. Because we are trying to add or subtract to get 0. And so we, do that. And we get that thing. So we're done with that. Now we're on to 3. X squared plus 2x minus 3. X squared minus 2x minus 3. 1 and 3. 1 and 3. Minus plus. And plus. Minus. Done with 3. X squared plus x minus 2. X squared minus x minus 2. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Minus plus. Done. Minus, plus minus. And done with that one. Alright, and then the last one of the minuses is kind of just back to the square thing again. And except this one only has one square because there's only two things that multiply to give you 1. 1 and 1. So this one's just this and this, and it would be x plus 1, x minus 1. And notice what I do is I take the square root of both. If you want to do a factoring by the difference of squares, the trick is to take the square root of the first term and the last term, and then you have a minus version, and then of course you also have a plus version to get rid of the middle term. Right? So that's how you do that. If c is 0, then we kind of don't really have a trinomial anyways. I mean, some of these weren't technically trinomials, but if c is 0, you'd have x squared plus bx. So you would just factor out x, and you'd have x plus b. So if it was like minus b, then it would, or minus bx, then it would be x, and then parentheses x minus b. So whatever b is, you would just factor out the x basically, and that's it. And this is, of course, if there's nothing in front of x squared. If it was like 2x squared plus 4x, then you could factor out a 2x. Something like that. So that's the middle. And then now we move on to the positives, starting with 1. X squared plus 1. X squared plus 1. Alright, so the only one that goes here is 2. The only one that goes here is 2. If I have a 2 here, then, well, because, the only two factors of 1 are 1 and 1. And actually, just kidding, this can be a negative 2. I can still do my positive and my negative, because 1 is 1 times 1. It's also negative 1 times negative 1. Negative times a negative is a positive. Fun facts. That's a like that. That goes like that. That goes like that. And like that. And then, of course, I can write this as x plus 1 quantity squared, or x minus 1 quantity squared. Mwahaha. Next we have 2. That was it, by the way, for the ones, because 1 is 1 times 1. So next we have 2 x squared plus 3x plus 2 x squared minus 3x plus 2. So here it's 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Notice before I had to make one of them negative, one of them positive, so I flipped which one was negative, which one was positive. This time I flip, well, they're both positive or they're both negative, because I have to multiply to get a positive. So they're either both positive or they're both negative. And now I get this and that. And that's it for 2, because 2 only has, 1 times 2. That's it. There's nothing else that multiplies to 2. 1 and 2. Same thing with 3. X squared plus 4x plus 3. Squared plus 4x plus 3. Minus 4x plus 3. 1 and 3. 1 and 3. This is the plus version, so they're plus plus, minus minus. X is in front. And we are done. And now we get to 4's, which actually have other factors besides 1 and itself. Imagine that. X squared plus 5x plus 4. X squared minus 5x plus 4. 4 is 1 times 4. 4 is also 1 times 4. Ha! Ha! Plus x. This would be minus. And we're done with that one. 4 is also 2 times 2. So x squared plus 2x plus 4. Oh, sorry. That would be a 2, or a 4. X squared minus 4x plus 4. This one is another square term, so we would have 2 and 2. 2 and 2. This one's a plus. This one's a minus. So we end up with x plus 2 quantity squared, or x minus 2 quantity squared. Ha ha ha. And that's actually it for the 4's. So move on to 5's. 5 is prime. So x squared plus 6x plus 5. X squared minus 6x plus 5. So we have 1 and 5. 1 and 5 plus plus. Put the x here. Minus minus. And we're done with that one. Next, 6 has a few factors. So x squared minus, I said minus, but I wrote plus. 6 is 1 times 6. 1 times 6. Here's the plus version. Here's the minus version. Done with those two. 6 is also 2 times 3. So this would be x squared plus 5x plus 6. X squared minus 5x plus 6. It is 1 times 6, but it's also 2 times 3. Minus, minus. This is 2 times 3. Plus, plus. And now we're done with the 6's. Whew! We're almost there, y'all. And let's see. Next we have 7. X squared plus 8x plus 7. X squared minus 8x plus 7. 1 and 7 minus minus. And we're done with that one. 1 and 7 plus plus. Alright, and we're done there. X squared plus 9x plus 8 is up. Squared plus, minus 9x plus 8. 1 and 8 minus x, boom, boom, x, boom. Okay, and then 1 and 8 plus x, boom, boom, plus x, boom, boom. There we go. 8 is not just 1 times 8, though. It is also 2 times 4. X squared plus 6x plus 8. X squared minus 6x plus 8. 8 is 2 times 4 minus minus. It is also 2 times 4. Again, but with pluses. And we are done with 8. Next up is 9. X squared plus 10x plus 9. X squared minus 10x plus 9. So we have 1 and 9. 1 and 9 plus. Here we have minus. 9 is not just 1 times 9, it is also 3 times 3. So we have this, and we have this. 9 is a square number, so that means that this one is going to be another one of our ones that can be factored. 3 minus minus. 3 and 3 plus and plus. Since they are the same exact thing in parentheses, we can write them as the quantity squared. X plus 3 quantity squared. X minus 3 quantity squared. Ha 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 ha. Next up we have 10. X squared plus 11x plus 10. X squared minus 11x plus 10. So we have 1 and 10 minus minus. Here we have 1 and 10 plus and plus. Okay, 10 is also 2 times 5. So plus 7x plus 10. X squared minus 7x plus 10. 2 and 5 minus minus. And we're done with that. This is 2 times 5 plus and plus. And we're done with that one. Now we're done with 10. Let's see, I believe I'm on green now. Next up is 11. 11 is a prime number, so this one won't take too long. X squared minus 12x plus 11. 1 and 11 minus minus. And we have our answer. This one is 1, 11 plus. And we're done. That's it. That's number 11. Okay, number 12. Number 12 has a lot of factors, starting with 13x plus 12 squared minus 13x plus 12. 1 and 12. 1 and 12. So this is a plus. This is a minus. 12 has 2 more factors. So I'd have x squared. Let's see, what else? Plus 8x plus 12. X squared minus 8x plus 12. This is a 2 and a 6. 2 and a 6. This is the positive version. This is the negative version. And we're done. One more though for 12s. X squared plus 7x plus 12. X squared minus 7x plus 12. 3 and 4, this is the minus version, as is the habit of today. And this is the plus version. And there we go. Now we're done with the 12s. Next up is 13. 13 is prime. So it would be this guy and this guy. So we get 1 and 13. This is the plus version. This is also 1 and 13, but if I make them both negative, they still multiply to give me positive 13, and they would add to give me negative 14. Okay, next up is 14. X squared plus 15x plus 14. X squared minus 15x plus 14. 1 and 14. 1 and 14. Minus, oh, sorry, that's the plus. Ah, getting them all mixed up. This is the minus. There we go. And 14 has two other factors. Two other, individual factors. Anyways, you know what I mean. It's 2 and 7. So we'd have x squared plus 9x plus 14. Squared plus, minus. Get my minuses and my pluses all mixed up here. There we go. Okay. So 2 and 7 minus. 2 and 7 plus and plus. Okay. And that's it for 14. So next up we have 15. X squared plus 16x plus 15. X squared minus 16x plus 15. This is 1 times 15 minus. This is 1 times 15 plus and a plus. 15 only has two other things. It's 3 times 5. So we would get x squared plus 8x plus 15. And x squared minus 8x plus 15. 15 is 3 times 5 minus and minus. Here we do a plus and a plus. Next up is 16. This is another square number, the last of our square numbers before we reach 20. Before we reach the end of this video, which is coming shortly. We're getting to the end here. Next up we have 16, so we would start off with 17x plus 16. X squared minus 17x plus 16. So we have 1 and 16 minus. 1 and 16 plus and plus. That's it for those, but we have some more 16s. X squared, let's see, plus 10x plus 16. X squared minus 10x plus 16. We have 2 and 8. 2 and 8 plus, and that's an x, minus x minus 8. And we have the answer to that. The last one is the square one, because 16 is also 4 times 4. So I would have x squared plus, let's see, this would be 8, and then plus 16, x squared minus 8x plus 16, and that would be 4 times 4, 4 times 4, so that would be a plus, minus, and minus, and then this would be the same thing, right? So I could just say, okay, x plus 4 quantity squared, x minus 4 quantity squared, and now we're done with the 16s. All right. Rounding off the rest of our questions here, we have 17, which is a prime number. Look at that. X squared plus 18x plus 17. X squared minus 18x plus 17. So I have 1 and 17, 1 and 17, plus x minus minus. All right, and we're done because 17 is prime. Next up, we have 18 plus 19x plus 18, x squared minus 19x plus 18. That is 1 and 18 minus minus x. This is 1 and 18 plus and plus. Right? That's it for the 1 and 18s. Then we have also 18 divides by 2. So this would be x squared. Let's see, plus 11x plus 18. X squared minus 11x plus 18. 18 is 2 times 9 minus, because 2 times 9 is 18, negative 2 times negative 9 is also positive 18. If I take negative 2 and I add negative 9, I get negative 11. Here I do the same thing, but just in reverse, or the opposite I should say. Positive 2 plus positive 9 is positive 11. And it also multiplies to 18. 18 also divides by 3. So that would be 9. 9x plus 18. X squared minus 9x plus 18. That is 3 and 6. 3 and 6 minus minus. Here we'd have plus and plus. And that's it for the 18s, because 18 does not divide by 4 or 5. So now we just have 19 and 20 left over. So rounding off the last two, maybe we'll use more colorful pen markers here. X squared plus 20x plus 19. And x squared minus, oh, I almost put 20. Or almost put 19 first. There we go. Okay. 1 and 19 minus minus. And then here we have plus plus. 19 and 1. 19 plus 1 is 20. And that's it for that one. And then the last one has quite a few factors. So we're going to round off with another thing here. Wait for it to stop lagging. It's got so much on here that it's starting to lag a little bit. Oh, and it yeeted me again. Hold on. There we go. Quite a bit of things here. I noticed that I'm veering off to the right a little bit by looking at the whole thing. Here's all of the things that we've been doing thus far. Now it's going to make me scroll all the way to the bottom because Microsoft Whiteboard decided to hate me today. And it wants to keep crashing on me. Probably needs to install an update or something. Hey, look, there's the middle. Haha, found the middle. And there's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Come on. There we go. Okay. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay. And I'm officially starting to lose my voice now. X squared plus 21x plus 20. And x squared minus 21x plus 20. 20 is 1 times 20. If I make them both negative, I still get a positive 21. I multiply. So I do that and that. 1 and 20 plus and plus. next up, let's see, 20 is 2 times 10, so 12x plus 20, x squared plus 12x plus 20. Move this up. 20 is 2 times 10, like I was saying earlier. This would need to be a minus. Get all of our bases covered here. Minus, minus, and plus, plus. Okay, what else multiplies by 20? Let's see, 3 does not multiply by anything to give me 20, at least not in the integer number system. So we would want to multiply by 4 next. So x squared, let's see, plus 9x plus 20, and x squared minus 9x plus 20. This is 4 and 5. 4 and 5, that's a minus, minus, plus, and plus. And we are done! That is all of the possible ways to factor every single trinomial with no a term, aka a equals 1, for all of the c values between negative 20 and 20. So I hope this video was helpful. If it was, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, all those awesome things. And also, if you haven't gotten my free guide, the 5 math mistakes everyone makes and how to avoid them, it is for free on my website, myersmathematics.com, and it's trying to yeet me again here, but maybe it was just refreshing, I don't know. But anyways, free guide, it's awesome, go check it out. And by checking it out, just let me know where to send it, and you hit the little subscribe button, and then you get a free guide. And that's it. Yeah, that's it. So anyways, have a great one. This has been